Okay, so today we are doing an April Fool's run. Obviously, chat, don't say anything about that part in the chat, but anytime we do something, I need you guys to like gas it up. Like, holy shit, that was insane. Like, that was crazy. It's like killing any boss, any enemy, really. Stuff like that. Fist only. Do Rick first? Nah, that's slow. Well, it's not necessarily a speed run, but you're gonna be able to do this run? I don't know. Lots of practice put into it. Okay, I will be starting Samurai with money. Wait, I didn't select Mr. Green. Hold. False start, false start. Okay, let's choose Samurai, which is the strongest class. We're gonna need every bit of help we can get, because this is a very hard run. I have probably, I mean, like thousands of hours in the game, at least. And 90% of them are just practicing this run. We're gonna start with Lands Between Rune to get as much money as we can for the start to help us get off the ground. So now, obviously, we don't start with the fist weapon. No starting class starts with the fist weapon. So we're gonna have to use a weapon to get a fist weapon. But that's okay. So this first boss, actually, as long as you trigger the fight, you can actually skip it. And it saves time. We can't use the fist weapon anyway, so it'd be a waste of time. Now, this isn't like a speed run. Yeah, this isn't like a speed run or anything, but it's my first time putting all the segments together. I've probably, like I said earlier, put in thousands of hours of practice, if not more, for this run, honestly. So it's my first time kind of stringing it all together. I think I've built up enough confidence to do so. Pop a rune on the elevator. Very nice. There's a timer. Yeah, I just like to know the time. You can be the fist only? That's what we're here to find out. Well, fist weapons. Fists only would be ridiculous. Honestly, that'd probably be easier, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, so the fist weapons that we're gonna be using, at least the first one, will be the iron balls. And they need smithing stone upgrades. There is one already. And we'll be needing to collect along a lot throughout the way to level up. I will be buying sleep pots to help for later, as you guys will see. It'll be much later in the run. Is a strat I came up with. It probably took about like 100 hours of just like thinking of a nice consistent way to defeat the Godskin duo. But you know, we'll see that when we get there. Thought those were near unusable. Are not a better fist or better first option? Not really. The iron balls are not the best. Um, but that's why we, halfway through the run or so, a bit before halfway, we'll be switching to these Star Fists, which aren't the strongest either, but, you know, they're a bit better than the Iron Balls, so. Sorry, this would ask, but is there a specific reason you decided to do this run with a notoriously bad weapon class, trying to help out a lesser player? I just wanted to challenge myself and see if it was kind of possible. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, just for a challenge, right? A lot of people do challenge runs, right? And I thought I'd try one out for myself. So to a consistent strategy to get the Iron Balls, because they drop from, you see, we just picked up the flail. Oh, got hit there. That's unavoidable, actually. To get the Iron Balls is to kill the one NPC guy who drops them, and the flail makes it very easy to do so. Even still, though, it probably is like 100 hours or so of practice, maybe more like 120, to get this strat down consistently, as well as like routing, getting the flail into the run as well. So nice golden seed, that'll be huge. Let's get these more smithing stone upgrades. Dodge the troll jump. Yeah. +3. We need 12 of each smithing stone, which is a lot. Kind of an extra challenge run onto the whole difficulty of the fist weapons only itself, is getting all the smithing stones to upgrade your weapon, which is why we will be grabbing bell bearings along the way when we need them. And so yeah, but I will be grabbing some smithing stones to help speed things up and save some money, as well as this strength knot tier, +10. +10 strength. Ooh, watch that jump. Okay. That was like 20 hours of practice at least to land that jump, so that was good. Actually, I will come back for this, because I'm not allowed... Normally, I would get Golden Vow there for testing with the Uchi, but we gotta use a fist weapon, so we'll come back for that. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, routing in the smithing stones, that took a while, probably like 200 hours to find them all in good spots. The bell bearings definitely saved a lot of time for that, but yeah. Found 2 smithing stones total in your whole run, and you can find 12 of each? Oh, just wait and see. Crazy for doing this run. Anything for content, right? So here's actually 2 more smithing stones. Nice. That brings us to 6, and we're about to buy 3 more right here. Boom, 3 more. Another cracked pot as well. I need a little bit more money. I want to buy this short sword for later. You'll see this super secret tech of putting Golden Vow on the short sword. Mainly just because it's a little lighter than the Uchi Katana for a buff. It's pretty crazy. And then here we get 3 Trina's Lilies. Very important for later. For the sleep pot, which coming up here, we will get the sleep pot recipe. I'm gonna take it. End up Aggie Fish Minecraft. I think he DNF'd. Alright, some golden runes for some money. There's the sleep pot recipe. And some golden runes. Nice. That's some really good starting money. That graveyard's very valuable. Hit this jump! Ooh, nice. Okay. That was probably like 50 hours of practice right there. I'm glad I didn't mess that up. Okay. That was close. Okay, grab a sacred tier, the physic, which will be very important as you'll see here shortly. Let's go and grab the spiked crack tier as well as the axe talisman for some charge attacks. Which I know, charge attack's crazy, right? Like, why not just press R1 to deal damage? But you'll see that it makes this run, like, barely viable with all these power-ups. So there's gonna be a little bit of setup, having to run around and get everything. But it's necessary for this run to be possible. There's the spike tier. And now let's get the axe talisman. Conveniently, they're very close to each other. Charge attacks, wouldn't that be way too slow? Normally, yes, but I've put in like probably 2,000 hours or so in practicing this run. So yeah. Not to backseat, but you can also attach an Ash of War. Haha. Fortunately for you, I've already thought of that. Let's equip the Axe Talisman. Plus 10% damage to charge attacks. Yeah, that rune bear, I've practiced that so much, probably like 1,000 hours on just getting around that rune bear. I just didn't even like register it. Let's buy the rest of the smithing stones here. And that's it. But yeah, that near that axe talisman was also some Trinity, so that's good. 2,000 hours, don't ask to be an asshole, but genuinely, do I have a job? Yeah, my job is to complete this route. Lamau. Okay, let's go and get one of the Dectus medallions, which will let us go to Altus Plateau without having to fight too many things. It's a very fast way. Grab some blood roses. There is a blood crafting recipe there, but I don't think we need it. I think that honestly makes it harder, so we're gonna skip it. Yeah, we got through Fort Height without taking damage there, actually. That was probably like 300 hours of practice. There's the first Dectus half. Now we need to go get the second, which we'll have to go all the way to Caelid for. You might think like, oh, but why are you going to Limgrave to go to Caelid? Shouldn't you be going to the east part of Limgrave? Like, why am I all the way back at the start? Well, after hundreds of hours of scouring for a faster way, not that it really matters, but might as well save time, I found this trapped chest that will warp me to Caelid. It's pretty crazy. No way to escape the trap, but you can jump out of the way of the rats there. That after about like kind of when I was trying to find this trap chest, I kind of discovered that along the way, so. Yeah, it brings you to Caelid. Brings us to this cave, which actually has some smithing stones, which we can grab for later use. Ooh, nice dodge on the pest threads. I that's like the first time I've ever done that, actually. Wow. We will rest here because after you get transported in the transporter chap, you have to rest at a grace before you can warp away again, so. Alrighty. Solid, thank you for the 50 months. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Does there dodgeball? Yeah, I mean, I always went for it in practice, but I never actually, like, pulled it off, really. Maybe, like, once before, but... There's another gold seed here we can grab. We're gonna need all the help we can get along the way. This is just a little easy skip. This isn't anything too crazy. Probably like 2 hours of practice. Anyone can really do that. Honestly, maybe like 10 minutes to learn that. Everyone does that skip. Okay, let's see if we can avoid aggroing these Kindred of Rot to go into this church. Nice! Okay, that's good. That's really good. Oh, it is nighttime, that's why. A lot of the time in practice, I have died along the way, so it's not nighttime, so I didn't know. And they would aggro on me from the daytime, so that's good. Whew. Got another Sacred Tear, which is good. And now let's make our way to get the second Dectus Medallion. As well as another little upgrade for us. Which will be the Radagon Source Seal. The Radagon Source Seal increases all of our physical stats by like 5. We take more damage, but I practiced this run for like 4,000 hours now, so it shouldn't be a problem. Here, if you hit the wall with a metal weapon, it will aggro all of these bats to there, you see? So they're less likely to hit you when you're running through the fort. Very big strats. We might get poisoned here, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. Nice. Okay. Whew, that was probably like 400 hours of practice right there. Didn't get hit by a bat. They deal a lot of damage. You can definitely just get one shot. There's our second medallion, and now let's go and get the source seal that I was talking about. There's a bit of tricky platforming here. I'll see if I can land this jump. Let's grab this golden rune first. Gotta dodge the rat. Nice! Okay, landed the jump. Now just gotta get around this rat. Okay, nice. Here, I'm going to quit out to de-aggro the enemies. This game saves your position, like, constantly, so you can actually just quit out to reset, like, enemy aggro. So that way I can just warp out without having to wait. It's a pretty crazy tech.
Thank you!
Well, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty advanced. Okay, so now let's actually make our way to Liurnia now. That's most of the setup out of the way. Now we'll just have to get to Liurnia to get the fist weapon itself, so we can actually start progressing through the run. Pick up these mushrooms. We'll craft the sleep pots now, actually. I need to pick up more mushrooms, though. This jump is actually really tricky. Ooh, nice. Okay, that was like 100 hours or so to practice that and get that down consistently. I still mess it up sometimes, like 60% of the time maybe, but like 40% consistent is enough for me to start doing runs. Putting this all together. Nice. You might be asking, like, oh, it's not a speed run, so why does it matter if you mess up a jump or something? If not, if I mess up a jump or die or something crazy important, once or twice isn't too bad, but usually it happens like 5 to 10 to 30 times, and I just get too frustrated to continue the run, which I'm sure you can all understand. It's a hard game. Even with the like 5,000 hours I've put into this run, it's pretty tough. Which is why we need to get all the healing items we can get. There's a secret tier. Increase our flask healing. Very good. Think I just saw a splice? Nah, this is all live. It's not spliced. Don't worry. Whew, got a little nerves. I haven't done a section this far in one sitting before. Okay, gotta focus up. We'll get some more upgrade materials from here. Get some more upgrade materials from this guy. We already have all the smithing ones, but he sells some smithing twos, which we will get some more along the way here. Got around that enemy. There's a revenant that spawns here. But if we're fast enough, we can get this smithing stone 3 and get to the warp in time. Nice. Okay, once you start the warp animation, you're actually invincible. So that's nice. Okay, we'll grab this grace to come back to. I'm actually going to be grabbing some more upgrades here. As well as grabbing the academy key. Actually, I mean, does it really matter? You gonna need the school? Yeah, there's a key. So normally that door is locked, right? But after like, I don't know, it didn't take too long to find it out. I figured, oh, where would some important treasure be in this area, right? Where else besides the giant dragon? Dragon loves hiding treasure, right? So when I found this dragon after like 100 hours of searching for something like that, it had the key behind it. There's a strat here that took like a couple 100 hours of practice, not too much, to get the key without aggroing him. Nice. Okay, that's very good for us. Now we warp back to the academy. Whew. I'm sure some people probably looked up the location of like where that key was, but I wanted to do this run all from my own routing and whatnot, so we're gonna get the rest of the smithing stones here. Hopefully we can avoid all these enemies, the biggest one being this crab mini boss here. Oh, that's a good cycle. He's not looking at us right now. Wow. Oh, there he goes. Ooh, that was really lucky. Whew. Okay, that was good. Okay, so here we're gonna get the last upgrade material, and then we're gonna go and get the fist weapons themselves. Let's get our flail at the ready. There's the last smithing twos we need. Now this part, it's always really hard to try and find the shack. This area is basically like a maze, but fortunately there's a glowing grace there that kind of points us in the right direction. I'm gonna pop some money here actually, so that I can level and use this flail. And then we'll be able to actually use the fist weapon. Crab killed you so many times, man. Nice work. Thank you. Thank you. It took a lot of practice. Oh, right. Melina talks to us. Something I always forget about.
If you had, it seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering.
Yeah, we'll go back right now, actually. We'll come back to here. We have to go back to the round table at some point anyway, so. Josh tried the challenge 30 times and never did it? Think you have the stuff? I think so. I've practiced this run like for about 5,000 hours or so now. So I think it's doable. All right, let's level up to at least 18. And I want to save the rest for the rest of the money for upgrading my weapon. And now I'm going to also upgrade all my flasks here. Do it all at the same time. Nice, a +3 flask, pretty solid. Okay, so here's the strat. Let me put on this for some more damage. You just hold L2. It's pretty tough. Hopefully we get good RNG. Nice. Okay, that was like probably the thing I was most worried about in this run. But there's our iron balls. Very good. Now we have our first fist weapon. And we have his helmet too. Let's put that on as kind of a trophy. Okay. Okay. Feeling better about the run. A little less nervous now. All right.
Thank you. Love fist.
Now let's do a skip. This one took about 700 hours practice. Nice. Okay, nice little skip. It doesn't save too much time, but I figured if I'm going to put in a lot of time in this run, I might as well try and perfect everything along the way. Crazy skip. Big Metal Spoons, thank you for 3 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, now we take this warp, which actually brings us closer to EG. Wait, we actually don't need this at all, actually. What am I? Cut that out. So it just went the wrong way a bit there. There's a lot going on in this shot. It's kind of hard to remember exactly where to go. We actually got the key, so we can take this warp into the academy.
Thank you.
This is gonna be so bog. Gonna take insane dodging skill to compensate for the short
Thank you for
range.
the 7 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. And now we can take this second warp to skip a lot of running around the map. Thought this was glitchless? This is glitchless. We are doing no glitches at all. So we actually will be need to come back here later. As you'll see, to get the bell bearing. That'll be for the Star Fists for later. We have all the starting upgrades for the Iron Balls herself, but... Oh, what is this? My computer can't handle the power of this run. The flickering lights is going crazy. Like, actually, though. Okay, we'll grab this grace for safety. This is a tough running section coming up here. I will be grabbing this another Sacred Tier, and then we'll be going to Altus to get the Smithing Bellbearing 2, which will let us upgrade our weapon to +12 with all the stones to buy. I will need to get some money though. Not looking like I have too much right now. Dude, what the hell is going on with my computer? Why is the lighting going? Anyway, got past that running section. That was pretty close. I got distracted by the lighting. Wild private graphics card, I guess. All right, now we have both the Dectus halves, which took like 500 hours to find, probably each. So now that we have them, we can actually go right to Altus Plateau, which is pretty crazy routing. That way we don't have to run through the ruin-strewn precipice and fight the magma worm. This just takes out a lot of difficulty out of the run, which helps make it more doable. So. I don't think I need that at all. Just run straight. So after doing this running for like a couple hundred hours, there's a strat of getting through this area pretty cleanly. You just run straight up the middle. I know, right? Seems crazy, but it works. You just run straight up the center of the staircase and you won't get touched. It works every time. Whew. It's close though. It feels like it shouldn't work, but it does. This challenge is really hard. Why I do this to myself? I mean, I just wanted to get into these challenge runs. Sorry, one sec. I gotta focus up here. Okay, nice. Oof. Hopefully they don't follow me. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, let's grab this grace, and then it's okay if we die. Okay, nice. They didn't keep following me. That's really lucky for us. Whew. That was really clutch. All right, now let's go and get the the smithing stone bell bearing 2, which will let us buy smithing 3s and 4s from the shop. That way we don't have to go run around and find all the little upgrades. This saved me probably like 600 hours of routing. It already took me like 300 to find this bell bearing, so that's really good. I got to pick up the map. I mean, once you've done this run for about 6,000 hours is like how much I've practiced. You really don't need the map. It would definitely help, especially like in that one Liurnia section that I kind of got lost in. But yeah, that's fine. That's an illusory wall, actually. Some people might go into here and not know what's going on, but you just hit that wall and it goes away. It's kind of crazy. So there's the bell bearing upgrade. Oh, nice block. Whew. You may be wondering why I always block when I'm running. That's why. That's the only reason why. Is in case we get attacked, we don't take too much damage. Okay. Alright, now let's run to the next section. There is an enemy up here, a little guy that can drop us some money. So I think I will do that to upgrade. It'll definitely help us a lot. Fortunately, that gargoyle is kind of just stupid and never sees us as long as you go around him. Took me like 50 hours to figure that out, though. 2 more golden seeds. Very good for us. I believe the chest guy is over here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. This old man holding a chest. Drops a big rune, a golden rune 12. Found that out after like 300 hours. That's just some backup money. It's not like completely necessary, but it saves a lot of time. And there's actually some more money right here that I'm gonna grab. Very convenient for us. And I want to grab this grace and come back later, because there's only the Draconic Tree Sentinel up ahead as being the first boss. So now let's actually go back and get the Golden Vow buff that I was talking about. And then we get one more buff, and then we can start killing some bosses. I think I'll start out with Morgott. I know I'll start out with the Morgott, because I've practiced this run for about 6,500 hours or so. And it's just best to start out with Morgott, because one, he's an easier boss than some of the, like, he has less health, but also he gives a Talisman Pouch to make us even stronger, faster, so... Let's hit this guy. Nice! Got the dismount. And you can actually take a riposte attack here when he's on the ground, if you dismount him. And that gives us Golden Vow. Very good for the run. And now let's go get our last buff. Yeah, killing the knight there. You notice the charge attack wasn't too strong. It took 2 to dismount him. Which is why we get all the Axe Talisman, the Spiked Cracked here to boost the damage for it. Because it's not that strong, but it helps our damage out a lot. Okay. Going through Caelid is a very scary area. Especially those giant birds. Here, we'll grab a Rune Arc for some extra health along the way. Because I learned on accident. It's actually a funny story. I just pressed the wrong button in the inventory. It's pretty crazy. And I used a Rune Arc without having a Great Rune active. And I got a health buff. I think it's very small, like maybe like 5% if I had to guess a number. But yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. This run is not spliced. Ooh, the Caelid dogs, right. Okay, nice. Okay, we need to go and get... You know, let's actually grab this Grace first, in case we do die to these crazy enemies going on. We need to come back here to fight Radon, as one of the 2 great runes required to get into the capital. Everyone knows that. Which one is harder, Bloodhound's Fang or Fist? I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. For those who don't know, I did a run in the past of Bloodhound's Fang only, and that was a very difficult run, but we did manage to beat it. Okay, here's the item that we need, our last buff. The Scarab is really annoying. Okay, Crag Blade. This is a very useful buff. It's not that strong, but it goes with the fist weapon decently okay. So we grab it. So now let's go to Round Table and upgrade our weapon as much as we can. Okay. Let's sell all those runes, and then let's upgrade this as much as we can. Right, okay, I need to buy the rest of the stones. First, let's put on Golden Vow on our buff weapon, and then let's put Crag Blade. We'll make it heavy for later. And we'll level strength mostly. Helps our damage. Excuse me. Helps our damage a good bit with having the strength scaling being very strong. For it, words. All right, give the bell ring there. We could. Oh no, we don't need the ready drops. I don't know. All right, let's buy 12 of these. And then I don't actually have enough money to buy the rest of these and upgrade, so I'm just gonna buy 2 just to make sure I have some money to level up still. I could probably buy 4 to get to the next tier, but just play it safe on the money. Because I need some to upgrade it in the first place. Okay. You know what? I think we can buy more, actually. We're gonna need everything we can get here. Let me actually put the Iron Ball in the left hand. Now, why I put it in the left hand, I'll show you guys later when it becomes important. When we go to our first fight. Oh, I also need to equip the Physic. Let's do that right now, actually, before I forget. Glad I remembered, because that's something I spent like 100 hours just trying to route all that in, so I wouldn't want to waste that time. So we put on the strength and the charge attack damage here. Very good. All right. We have our heavy iron ball plus 11. It's going to be close, but I think that's strong enough to take on Margit here. Let me level up our damage as much as we can. And let's head into the fight. Ooh, I'm getting nervous. This fight alone is probably about 1,000 hours of practice. I think I'll want on the Axe Talisman, actually. For now. I will grab this Grace in case we die. It's very likely we die. Gonna deal with these enemies, too. So why I put the weapon in my left hand is so that I can buff with Golden Vow, and then it's only one input to switch to buff to the weapon in my left hand instead of having to swap like twice. But yeah, all right, let's go. Physic first, then Golden Vow, and then Cragblade. Okay. Here we go. Ah, that's tough. That's fine. Nice stagger. Traded with the boss a bit, but that's fine. Should I get the kill here? Nice! Yes, okay, is it a little close there on that fight, but... Whew, okay. And now we have another talisman pouch, so now we can put on both of our very strong talismans. Yes! Alright. A little tip here. You can actually tell him to use the main gate, run up to the gate. The gate. He says the gay if you cut him off. It's kind of funny, actually. I like just learned that in my recent practice. The gate opens while we level up, and we'll just level damage. But starting now, I think we'll need to start leveling health. Here, there's some ballistas. Whew, very lucky there. That's like... I only have that down like 20% consistent. Getting through there without getting hit by the ballistas, but that's very fortunate that we got through it. The luck is on our side today. Okay, got past those enemies. This whole running section probably took about 1,000 hours of practice, mainly for this part right here. Nice dodge. That was probably at least half of those 1,000 hours. Whew. Okay. So far, so good. This running section still... Thank you for the subscription. I really need to focus right now, though. Oh, these birds are very aggressive. Okay. I think we're good. As long as we can grab this grace, it's okay if we die. Nice. Okay. Alright, now we go into this next boss. We'll buff up again. Cragblade first, because it lasts longer than the Golden Vow buff. And that's another reason why we keep it in our left hand, because if you fully unequip it, the buff will actually go away. So, alright. Godric time. You do a couple things here. That's one of them. Get an attack on first. Big attack. Okay, dodge this. Nice. Nice stagger, and then take the riposte. If you hit him there, he'll actually go into his phase 2 right away. Ooh. See, that's why fist weapons are one of the hardest and worse weapons is because they're very like short range. Ooh, we almost beat him in one cycle there. But yeah, fist weapons aren't too strong to get a one cycle. But that very stressful fight out of the way. Honestly, I think Margit is harder, considering we didn't even get hit to this guy. But to each their own, you know. That was probably about 500 hours or so. Nice, nice. Okay, we actually don't need his remembrance, so you can actually use the remembrance to get 20,000 runes, which is a lot of money that we're going to need to finish upgrading our weapon and to level up some more. Whew. Okay. Buy the rest of the 6. Godric Remembrance gives you a fist weapon. That is true, but we've already poured our resources into this one. So it would just be way too difficult to try and route and like fight more bosses to get money to upgrade a weapon like that. Rather than just like just using the iron balls. Okay. Now let's go fight Radon. The festival's already activated because we grabbed a Grace in the Altus Plateau. If you do that, that'll automatically activate the festival. So I'm actually going to level health here, because this fight is really hard. I'm going to need all the help I can get. Yeah, that is another point too. The Godric Fist weapon is probably the best fist weapon. And so it'd make it a little too easy. Now, all the fist weapons are already super difficult to use and really challenging. But I feel like if we're going to go that far already, we might as well make it harder by using Iron Balls and Star Fists. Okay. Start the festival. Yeah, this upcoming fight, there's a little trick I'll do at the start here, actually, which I kind of accidentally discovered after about, like, probably 500 hours of practice on this boss. Maybe like 1,000 hours of practice on this boss. This boss was one of the ones that took the most practice, for sure. So we'll actually run backwards to deload him. Now you might think it's a glitch, but we can't hit him during it anyway, so it just kind of refreshes his AI to stop hurting us at the start here. Like that. And now you'll see, kind of shoots off in distance, and then he'll run at us. Crazy strat, I know. We need to actually buff here before he gets to us. Hopefully he gives us the good RNG. He did not, but we can run away and refresh it. We need this RNG or else this fight's impossible. There we go. Nice. Now we can hit him as he's doing this attack. It goes all right over you. Ooh, missed there. That's why fist weapons are bad. Dodge that. Nice. Get the riposte. Nice. Good damage, good damage. Now he'll go into phase 2. That's a lot of damage. Nice. And about like 600 hours into practice on this boss, I learned that he comes in the way that your character is facing. A lot of people don't know that. I think I'm the only one who knows that, actually. So now he's back in. Hopefully he does his buff. Nice. Okay, that's really good RNG for us. Woo! Nice. That feels good. I don't think I've ever beaten him without taking a hit before. That was a tough one. Nice. Let's go. Okay. Now we have 2 great runes. So we can go to the capital and get our next weapon. Let's level up some health. These upcoming fights are pretty hard. But then just some more strength. We're going to need all the damage we can get. So the only thing blocking us from our next weapon is the Draconic Tree Sentinel. A pretty difficult boss. But I have an experimental tech that I'm going to try to use. Oh, actually, I forgot to use this rune arc on Radon. Fortunately, we didn't get hit. But, whew. Nice. Some new tech. It's pretty experimental. I mean, I say that because I only have about 200 hours of practice on it. I would like to get about 500 or so. But I think it's fine. Gotta dodge these golems and their arrows. Nice, okay. That was pretty lucky. Buff. Oh, I did the wrong order. It's so hard to forget or to remember all of it sometimes. Alright. Fortunately, he does like a little buff sequence here. Nice. There's the experimental strat and nice. Okay. Woo. The sleep stunned him for a bit there to let us get that perfect attack off. Nice. Okay, actually, before we go into the capital, I'm going to level a bit more attack here. I'm going to take a detour to that grace we grabbed earlier, because we're going to need this bell bearing to get the stones for the starfist. We already have the smithing bell bearing 2, but we need the 1 and 2 stones, so we're going to need the smithing bell bearing 1, and it's actually in this cave. It's a pretty long run, but it's very worth it for this weapon. Makes it even more challenging, because this weapon's probably worse than iron balls, but I wanted to show off all the 7,000 hours or so of practice I put into this run. Now, yeah, a lot of that practice was because I switched weapons, but after about being 4,000 hours in, I was like, ah, what's a few more? Okay. It's 5 out of the fault. Thought you said this was glitchless. Yeah, actually, thanks for reminding me, because yeah, a little known fact, you can actually jump down those spirit springs as long as you're on torrent. If you're not on torrent, you will die. It took me like 100 hours to figure that one out. But if you jump down a spirit spring on torrent, you'll actually take no fall damage as long as you get the wind effect. This is the wrong way. This is a maze. It's hard to remember where to go. So there is an experimental strat of jumping down the elevator here. I'm just kind of showing you right there. That's where you land, but we're not actually going to land there. We're going to go around because we would have died from that fall, but you can do some jumps around to land there safely, and it saves running through this dangerous section, but I only have it like 99% consistent, so it's not really worth the risk for me to do that skip. So I'm just going to go around the normal way. Okay. This section's pretty hard. Gotta focus up. I actually use a keyboard strat here, so I ensure that I go straight. I gotta line it up, and then I hold W. Nice. Okay. Whew. That was close. The keyboard strat probably saved me like hundreds of hours of practice for there, so shout outs to all of those people who play on keyboard. They have it easy. For, at least for things like that, you know. Okay, the last elevator. This boss fight can be tough too. I will be buffing up, of course. The Golden Vow. Watch for the spinning attack. Nice! Okay, clean kill. That was close. That could have gone really bad. And there's the bell bearing. And now let's go back to the capital to get our weapon. Whew. Buffing that far from the gate? Yeah, it's a rookie mistake, honestly, but it's fine. Never been able to beat that boss team with good weapons. How'd you do that? Well, fortunately, that's actually the one good thing about these fist weapons is that it's strike damage. And those enemies are weak to strike damage. Otherwise, yeah, they're a very tricky boss. Now, the fist weapons aren't too good. If you use the strike weapon on a non-fist weapon, it probably would have just one-shot that enemy. But because we're using fist weapons, it took a little bit more. Okay, I'm actually going to be doing a little skip here. That skips running through a lot of the treacherous sections of the capital. A lot of scary enemies. Let's see if I can do this. This probably took about 1,000 hours alone. Jump around here. Okay, looking good so far. We took aggro from the bubble enemy. That should be good. Nice! Okay. Although we will have to do that skip one more time this run, so keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Okay, okay. Some platforming here. Probably took about 200 hours to do all this running section. Mostly to memorize it rather than the execution, because this place is a maze. This guy likes to get stuck sometimes. Good dodge. Took me like 50 hours to figure out how to get around him when he gets stuck there. Okay, so far so good. Just Hollow Knight 3 times, still can't do that skip. Yeah, I mean this is a much harder game, so it's understandable. Excuse me. But this enemy, we're actually going to crouch and he won't notice us. Otherwise, it's impossible to get past him. I'll grab this grace to come back to later. And let's go ahead and grab the Star Fists. Fortunately, this gargoyle does not aggro unless you grab that golden seed or walk close enough to it. For a while, I'd spent like 200 hours trying to figure out how to get past him, and fortunately, just kind of stumbled across that solution. So that's nice. Should be able to just outrun this duelist. There is a really good talisman coming up here. Because this run is so difficult, the Ritual Shield Talisman. It basically gives you a mini protection bubble when you're at full health. So that'll be really good for us to ensure that we can do this run. Okay, it's the next one. Starfists are pretty tucked away. For being such a bad weapon, it's really weird. But let's go ahead and pop that Remembrance for some money, and let's go and upgrade it. Starfist is the worst fist weapon, and so by extension, probably the worst weapon in the game. But I thought it'd be fun to try a challenge. Buy all the stones. We already had 2 of those. Okay, buy that wet knife. I don't think we'll need it, but just in case.
I didn't. I'll be doing just lay out.
Okay, let's level up the Starfist now. Okay, nice. And we're gonna put the Cragblade on this now too. And make it heavy. And to keep with the nature of the run, let's put the Golden Vow Ash of War on the other fist weapon. Nice. Okay. Let's go back to the capital now. Fight this upcoming boss. I don't want to blame you for giving up the later bosses in this run. Don't worry. It'll be tough, but I think we can do it. Okay, this tree section is very tricky. Tree enemies can be very dangerous. But fortunately, if you just run past them, they're not too much of a threat. Nice. Okay, should be good. Let's buff up here. I'm actually not going to be using Cragblade here. Oh, right. We switched the Ash War. Silly me. Whoops. Alright, well, we're not going to have time to buff it all. Uh-oh. That's really risky for this fight. I really need to put on that magic grease there. 'Cause he's weak to magic. This is going to be a really tough fight without that. Let's see if we can pull it off still. Good stagger. That's really lucky for us. I missed there. These weapons are so bad. No! Oh, crap. Oh well. Still got through it. I thought I was dead there, but that's why we level health. Level lots of health. That was a close one. That was a close one. Whew. That's a difficult fight. I'm actually going to... No, I was going to go for a crazy strat here, but I'm just going straight into the Morgott fight, but that's a little too risky. We need the level here. Level our damage. Okay. Now we have another talisman pouch. Let's put on that ritual shield talisman. Give us a bit of protection. Alright, let's buff up now. We'll use Cragblade on this fight. Golden Vow. Alright, Morgott. This fight probably took 500 hours to get to like 30% consistent. Let's see if we can do it. Should stagger here. Nice. Take the riposte. Nice! Okay. Run away here for the explosion. Ooh. Oh, that was a tough fight. Okay. Wow, that 1,000 hours on that boss definitely paid off. Yes, dude. That's really satisfying. Okay. Let the nerves fade out. It's okay. About halfway through the run now. Only fist weapons? I know, right? It's a tough one.
Allow me, you were unable to
That 50 hours wouldn't have been enough? Yeah, probably. Let's level up a bit more. Let's get some more health, just in case, but... Ooh, actually, no, I need to save some money. Because we need to buy the next set of stones. Harvard's racing, lucky put off. If your Harvard's racing, you guys can only imagine how mine feels right now. Alright, we gotta do the skip again. Oh, right as I started to calm down from the Morgoth fight. Nice. Okay, that's the hardest part. And then... Nice. Okay. Whew. That was close. That was close. That's good. No way kill Fire Giant with this weapon. Just you see. Just you see. We have a bit of downtime because there's not really much in between on the way to Fire Giant, except for this Exalted Flesh. Give us a nice damage boost. We also need to grab the Bell Bearing, the Smithing Bell Bearing 3, which will let us buy the 5 and 6 stones. Ooh, dangerous, be on the edge like that. It's not, let's play it safe. Stay in the elevator. Guess we're switching to Blast with play. It's the only way we can beat Fire Giant. No, actually, because we're doing fist weapons only. That's in the title of the stream. Classic Twitch chatters can't read. I hope the people watching this on YouTube can read the full title too. What game is this? It says Elden Ring. It says so on your screen. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, the horse guy was tough. Thank you for distracting me, chat, because normally I get too nervous trying to dodge that guy. I actually end up getting hit. So I think taking my mind off of it really helped me there. Imagine not using Bloodhound's Fang. I actually did a challenge run with only using Bloodhound's Fang before. It was really tough, but we managed to pull it off. You can watch the video of it yourself. You know, I would like to take a moment here while we have nothing else to do. Well, first, to grab this grace for safety. Second, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. It does mean a lot. I put probably 8,000 hours of practice into this run. So if just a couple of you guys subscribe to help support me, that would really mean a lot. This challenge took a lot of my time. You know, it's free to subscribe and all that. Some of you might even think you're subscribed, but you're not, so be sure to double check. Got around that Knight's Cavalry there. Whew. The last strat of dodging the other horse guy with the distraction really helped. I needed to do that distraction there, talking about subscribing to get past him without getting too nervous. Didn't Gino cry after failing this run? Who's Gino? I don't know who that is. My fastest speed was something more viable, like Glintstone Staff Strike. Probably like 45 minutes or so. The typical run with that weapon. 43 with like good RNG, 50 if things go wrong. Isn't this like a 30-hour run? How are you going so fast? It's because I put in like 8,000 hours of practice into this run. Another distraction to get past that boss. Fortunately, we have Torrent to just run past those guys. It's not too bad, but still, it's still a little nerve-wracking nonetheless. What does RNG mean? Oh, RNG. Yeah, sorry. RNG, it stands for random number generation. It's basically just means any random element. Hopefully that clears things up. Alright, this strat coming up here, short for strategy, is really just kind of running straight past these guys, because Torrent is pretty good. I really like Torrent. He's very fun to use, gets us through areas faster, controls very well. But yeah, we get this. There's the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 3. Now we can go upgrade our Star Fist even more. I didn't exactly calc how much money I needed. Calc short for calculation. To upgrade this weapon, but it should be fine with all that extra stuff. Oh, we can actually buy the Talisman pouch here. Yes, that is good. Okay, nice. Plenty of money.
No.
No.
Just lay out.
All right, Starfists locked and loaded. All right. Thought calc was short for calculator. It can be used for either. In this sense, when I say I calced something, it means that I calculated it. All right, let's see if we can land this jump. Nice, okay. Get past this bird. Very scary situation. Okay, nice. Okay, now coming up here probably took me about 100 hours. Maybe more. I forget. I didn't really keep track too closely for this section. But this guardian golem that shoots the bow at you. Hopefully I can path this right and have him hit the side of the bridge and not me. Let's see here. Very stressful moment. Okay, I should be good as long as I hide behind here. Nice. Okay. Hopefully I can make this in time. Nice. Okay. Wasn't too worried about that one. That's good. That's really close. Anybody will beat this day or it'll take multiple streams? Well, the goal is to beat it in one sitting, which is why I put in about 9,000 hours of practice, maybe a little over 9,000, to ensure that we can do this all in one sitting. Dodge those guys. So after about 500 hours or so of being stuck going through the normal path and having Borealis attack us, I found this alternate secret path. Now I'm going to need to grab this Grace just in case I mess it up. But it's not a glitch. I assure you, I thought my game bugged out for a second at first when I discovered it. Excuse me. But after just testing it out and everything, I think it's actually an intended thing to be there. And you can actually try it out for yourselves in your own games. Which is this right here. This bridge is invisible. Which is crazy, I know. I know. It's a pretty crazy thing. Let's pop these balloons for some extra money.
Thank you!
Bro uses cheat code to fly.
It's not a cheat code. You can try it out yourself. But it does look like it, so I don't blame you for thinking that. Thank you everyone for the 4 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hit that balloon first try. Fortunately, the lock-on helps a good amount. I was trying to frame it for a while until I figured out you can lock on in this game after like 2,000 hours or so. But yeah. Shit is straight cheating. It's not. You can try it for yourself. Haters gonna hate, as they say. I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments saying, oh, this run's fake. There's no way you could do this all in one sitting. It's spliced. He cheated. He hacked his game. But I've put in about 10,000 hours of practice. And honestly, they say when you put in 10,000 hours of practice at something that you're truly a master of it. But for fist weapons, I don't think anyone can really master these. These are unwieldy. Impossibly difficult to use that you can only barely manage to use after like 10,000 hours of practice. Pop some more runes here. Big hand. You gotta watch out for the big hand. Okay. Disgrace and we should be good. Be able to level up twice here. Nice. Okay. Do some crazy parkour here to save going around. Nice. All right, now we have Fire Giant. This boss probably took me about 690 hours of practice. See if we can pull it off. Nice little jump there. That was about 200 hours of that practice. Ooh, good damage. Really good damage. Nice. Buff up here. See if we can get a stagger here. Oh, he's doing the super volcano attack. Nice, good interrupt. Nice eyeball hit. He takes bonus damage on his eyeball. So you want to hit him there if you can. Go for R1s to build up the bleed procs here. Maybe you can get a bleed in time. Ooh, nice dodge. Where's the bleed proc? There it is. Nice. Woo. Really worried about that fight, but we got through. We got through it. Oh, my heart is pounding, dude. Okay. Deep breaths. Okay, do I need to take a break? No, I'm okay. We have just a running sec. Oh, actually, no. This running section is pretty difficult to get through before Godskin Duo. But I practice it for about 300 hours, so it should be fine. Imagine if I had a heart rate monitor hooked up to this run. It would be unhealthy amounts. It'd be too high. It'd make you guys worry too much.
This world and death are you to commit? Very let my hand.
Anyone ever done this run before? No, I don't think anyone has. I think I'm the only one to do this run. But now I'm in Fair Missoula, and we only have 2, 3, 4, 5 bosses left. More like 7 or 8 if you count the separate bosses, but now this is kind of just the gauntlet of the run. Oh, I should have grabbed this smithing 7s. Ah, it's fine. Okay, let's see if we can get past these guys. Nice, okay. Ah, yep. No amount of practice can honestly make this area completely consistent. It's unreactable, that attack, honestly. Just comes out so fast. Let's heal up, get our ritual shield talisman back on. Watch for the lightning. Otherwise, fortunately, you can just run past this guy. I thought you had to kill him to proceed, but you can just run past him, actually, so. Very fortunate. Game Facts taught you that one? I think that's where I learned it too, actually. I was trying to practice him for like hundreds of hours, but it just wasn't worth it. Fortunately, you can just skip him, though. Gotta watch for this area. Nice, okay. Jump over the railing here. Okay, took some fall damage, but it's okay. As long as we just keep going. Shouldn't be hit by these guys. Ooh, the arrow. That was really lucky dodge. Nice. Okay. Grab this to sell it for some extra money in case we need to. Whew. Okay, out the grease. Dodge this guy. Nice. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, how is he going to beat Godskin Duo? Well, I came up with a strat that probably took me about 1,000 hours to figure out. I don't have any extra sleep pots, so we're going to have to just go for it. I need to focus up here. Basically, you just aim the sleep pots in the right spot. And then trigger it. Oh, we got hit, but that's okay. It's okay. All right, all right, all right. We should be good here. Oh, that's bad. It's fine though. Ooh, not so fine. This is why it's one of the most difficult bosses. But he will just circle around you. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, you can actually keep hitting them after they die. So it's an interesting little bug. Throw the spot early. Get in with him. Oh, he didn't sleep. Uh-oh. I threw it too early. Should be fine though. Nice, he gives good RNG. We're able to stagger him out of that move. Otherwise, we just lose the run right there. Nice! Oh. A very scary situation, but we got through it. Now we can upgrade our weapon even more. Which is the most important part. That fight gives us the Smithing Bell 4.
Lay out your arms.
Nice, a plus 24 weapon. We could get a plus 25, but it's a very risky section to go and get it. With all the lightnings and the birds, it's basically impossible to get through with fist weapons, so I will be doing a skip around the birds. I call it bird skip. It's a pretty tricky one. I hit that pillar to aggro the enemy below me so that I can do this risky jump into this next risky jump without getting hit by his boomerangs. Nice. Okay. Okay, I actually grabbed this talisman here to give us some more defense, because as you saw in that last fight, it was really close. So that ups our defense a lot. Because our damage is so bad, we need everything we can get in terms of defense here. For bird skip is 50-50 chance you get it or you don't. Basically, yeah. And that's why I grabbed the grace there in case I do mess it up. Okay, that's not even the bird skip, but that alone is the hard part about it. All right, let's see if we can do this. It's the hardest skip in the game. It's alright, we practice quit outs for about 3,000 hours, so we can quit out in time. Okay, second try! That's really good. Getting that first try is impossible. I've never gotten it first try in any of my runs, so we'll take that. We didn't die, we were able to quit out in time. I will grab this Grace here for backup, because this is... Malekith is the hardest boss in the game, I'd say. He is the ruler of destined death. Controller of it. Whatever you will. I don't know. I don't have time to pay attention to the lore of the game. It's hard enough as it is. I don't have time for that. I had to put all my time into practicing this run. Being at about 10, 11,000 hours. Okay, past this guy. Fortunately, he just buffs up, and we can just run past him. But he can hit us through the wall here. So we gotta watch out. Okay, we're good, we're good. Buff up before he fully fights us. Alright. Okay. Practice boss for about 10,000 hours. That's a lie. It was only 2,000, but... Difficult fight, difficult fight. It's the hardest move in the game. Okay, good damage. Gotta heal up here. Okay. Phase 2, this is the hard part. Nice! Alright. Whew. First try, Malekith. Yes, dude. One second. Even though you could beat him, yeah, I can imagine a lot of people getting stuck on him and giving up there, but with enough hours, anything is possible. This run is proof that anything is possible as long as you put enough time into it. What have been your favorite streamer and got you into playing Elden Ring? It's been hard, so many... Hardest your dad died. I'm sorry to hear that, man. How you're doing? See you later. Thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you enjoy. Hope things get better for you soon. Anyway, back to the lock back into the content. That's what I've done this on April Fool's Day. YouTube changed me. Nope. Old Chris posted the video on YouTube from last year, so. Wife's giving birth right now. I can't look away from this. Honestly, understandable. This is probably the craziest run anyone's ever attempted. Especially this next fight with Gideon. Sir Gideon Ofnir the All-Knowing. This fight is probably the one I put the most practice into.
I knew you'd come to stand before the Elden Ring.
With about 2,000 hours, 3,000 maybe. But we're gonna use all the buffs we can get here.
She'll take the throne. Queen Margaret has high hopes for us, that we continue to struggle.
Nice. Okay. Woo. Almost went really bad. Really tough fight there. Nice, dude. Nice. Gonna name the baby. All right. Best part about Gideon is that we can use his armor now. I will keep on the Blackguard's Iron Mask though. Literally just imagined me killed him with my fists. Yeah, fist weapons are pretty bad, and so it's kind of a crazy feat that we accomplished there.
sleeping.
Granny loves, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate it. Okay, just all strength. We need every bit of damage we can get here. Is for this upcoming fight. The Elden Lord himself, Godfrey. Also known as the Elden Chad. Let's get all our buffs out here. Okay. Ah, that move's really hard to dodge. Let's take this chance to heal up here, play it safe. Nice stagger. Whew. Okay, he should buff up here. And then we can get a free hit in. But unfortunately, fist weapons are very bad. Should be able to clutch it out. Nice! Okay. Whew, scary situation there. Okay, one last boss. It's not over yet. Don't celebrate yet, chat. Everything into strength. We need all the damage we can get here. Okay. This boss fight probably took me about 4,000 of the hours to practice out of the total 12,000 I spent on the run, but here we go. Wow, really good RNG. If we didn't get that, I think the run was just over there. Ooh, nice. Really tough fight. Okay, but now we have Elden Beast. Nice. Okay. Nice! Yes! Oh my god. Fist weapon only run complete. Oh my god. Oh, my heart is pounding, dude. We did it. Oh my god, we did it. That's crazy, dude. Oh my god. It took me like 15,000 hours to get this run. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. You just... I have no words. Besides, thank you. Thank you, chat, for watching me and for supporting me along the way. Alright, I need a couple minutes to go and de-stress. Thank you for watching, though. Until the next incredibly crazy hard challenge, thanks for watching.